Now, as many of you guys know by now, Overtime has just announced that they are launching a semi-pro team for high school athletes to come play in instead of going to their respective high schools. But is Overtime exploiting Mikey Williams and really just using him for fame and clout? We're going to get into that today. Now, a lot of people have always pointed to the fact that Overtime just about covers everything Mikey Williams is doing. Now, I even noticed this, and even games where Mikey Williams wouldn't play that well, they would always show the best things about him and really not show either complete games or a lot of times just focus on Mikey and not really look at a bunch of the other players on the team. And they do have a lot of other talent on that Lake Norman Christian team, such as Trey Green or Joyful Hawkins. But at the end of the day, it's really interesting now that we're hearing about this, that Overtime is launching this brand new league. Now, was Overtime just pumping Mikey Williams and using him to bring more attention to their organization and actually launch this new semi-pro team that they're thinking about? Now, it's really interesting why Overtime is doing this and kind of how they announced it, because just a few days ago they announced it and they're looking to set up this new league, but Mikey Williams actually posted on his Instagram this. Now, pretty much Mikey Williams is saying it's clickbait and he doesn't know anything about it, and that's really interesting. And we're not sure here if Mikey Williams is actually just joking around or if he's telling the truth, but it's very interesting that, you know, all these reports had actually said Mikey Williams is probably going to be the face of this team and that's their number one target, and yet Mikey Williams knows nothing about it. But Overtime is at a lot of his games and they seem like they're in pretty good communication with him. Actually, it was reported that only about 1/3 of top prospects are even interested in going to this league or learning more about it. That means 2/3 of the top high school prospects do not want to go. Now, if you had to go to this league, it's really interesting because, of course, your eligibility for college basketball may be gone. It's really unclear at this point how this will work, but usually if you sign any type of contract to get any type of money or anything like that before you go to college basketball, a lot of times it can affect your NCAA eligibility. Now, it's unclear what would happen with this league right now, but a lot of these guys may in fact need college basketball or something like that to try to get to the next level. Now, articles had actually stated that after you go to this league, they're really looking to put players in the NBA G League and then of course try to get to the NBA or go overseas. So really this league is to cut out college altogether, because of course if you're getting some type of money, odds are you're not going to be eligible with all the type of rules and investigations the NCAA does go through. Now, was Mikey Williams being used by Overtime? Personally, I'm not sure. At one point, you can look at this perspective and say, okay, if they keep pushing the top high school prospect, Mikey Williams, showing only the good things he's doing, man, there's kind of a tad bit that wants me to say, okay, Overtime is just pushing Mikey Williams and all this so that they can make their brand more popular and get more top prospects to this league. But on the other hand, it's kind of interesting because Mikey Williams said he knows nothing about it. It's almost as if Overtime just launched this brand new league without really letting Mikey Williams know their plans, which is really interesting as well. But, you know, at the end of the day, do you think Overtime is using Mikey Williams? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, one aspect of this league that can be really appealing to high school prospects is, of course, a lot of teams nowadays are not playing. As you guys know, a lot of these high schools are not playing because of what's going around, and it's really not allowing them to show off their game and showcase their skills. And this could be an alternative to get players back on the court, because who knows when a lot of these schools are actually going to let players play again. Some of them are, some of them aren't. So at this point, if Overtime could offer a successful avenue for these players to come play immediately, man, that might be a route some of these highly recruited players do take. Now, it's stated in an article that the salaries for this league are expected to be well above 6 figures, which, man, that's doing pretty good for only being a player in high school. Now, of course, the money is one thing that's going to attract a lot of these guys, especially if they do not come from wealthy families or families that are well off. Man, that might be a huge point, that they're just trying to make money and move to the next level and try to get to the NBA as soon as possible. Now, of course, we all have problems with college basketball and NCAA with all the rules that they have in place. This might be a strong alternative that can allow these top high school athletes to actually go train before they get to the NBA G League. And then once they get to the NBA G League, man, you'll probably be more prepared than a lot of these other recruited players, and then probably try to get drafted in the NBA. But it's really interesting to see that this route may really try to cut out college basketball altogether. You see a lot of college basketball stars that, man, they really get a name off of the games that they play in, such as in March Madness. Man, you have a lot of guys like Ja Morant who really got a name in college basketball and who in high school, not highly recruited at all, and it was very difficult for him to even get those type of looks. Whereas when he went to college, he really flourished, and now, of course, you guys know the rest. He's in the NBA. But what do you guys think about this brand new league? Do you think that a lot of these high school athletes are going to go there just because they're getting paid and can cut out the college? Or do you think going to college is important for a lot of these guys? Let me know in the comments down below. And do you think overtime is using Mikey Williams? Let me know. Now, Jalen Green is back in action. Now, of course, the NBA G League is starting on February 10th, but they've released some footage of Jalen Green, and man, his bounce is looking insane. I think Jalen is one of these guys who is going to have no problem dominating in this G League. Now, it does only look like the G League is lasting for about a month. It goes into March, but man, these guys are really going to have to take the opportunity to show what they're made of and perform very quickly. If you only have a month to play, there's only so many games you can play in that month, and man, these guys really need to have a motor and show what they're capable of to try to get to the NBA and stay on that full-time NBA roster. You have people like Jalen LeCue, Nico Mannion, a lot of these top recruits who we've all known of and heard of that are going to be playing in this NBA G League. Now, seeing them go head to head and play against each other is going to be a fire game to see. A lot of these guys, man, they go to the NBA and they might not play as much, and this G League is really going to show us what these top high school athletes that are just coming out are really made of. Are they good enough to hang in the NBA and play against that competition, or is it all hype? I guess we're just going to have to find out. But Jalen is looking smooth, and his bounce is really getting insane at this point. I think with his height, his athleticism, him being able to shoot the ball really makes him well suited for the NBA. Think about it. You have people that are, if you're tall, you can play defense, and you really love the game of basketball and have that type of game like Jalen, man, I think he's really going to propel and be one of these players that ends up being a very good player long term. Now, of course, with this NBA G League, man, we got to see how these players end up long term. You have people that are still going to college and taking that college route, where Jalen, of course, went this alternative route with a bunch of other guys, and we're going to see how it pans out. Personally, I think being able to be around the NBA players, trainers, and a lot of like-minded individuals who are just trying to get to the league just like you, I think it can really set you up for success. And of course, these guys can get their education whenever they want, but odds are, personally, I don't think they ever will if they're going to get in the NBA and making that type of money. But you guys let me know in the comments down below. First and foremost, what do you think about this Overtime's brand new league? And what about Mikey Williams not knowing anything about it? Is that true, or is he lying about it? Let me know in the comments down below what you think. And also, let me know, did Overtime just use Mikey Williams? Let me know in the comments below. Also, do you think a lot of high school athletes will go to this brand new league, or will they stay and try to go to college instead? And are you excited for the NBA G League? What do you think about these guys going head to head and playing against each other? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, get a new notification every time I upload a new video. So I'll let you know.